and welcome to my channel. I'm Christina. I'm happy you're here. On this channel, I want to upload videos about scammy business models or scammy influencers. And I've been fascinated by the topic of multi-level marketing now for the past 2 or 2.5 years. I guess that's what the pandemic does to you. And I thought it quite appropriate that the first video I would want to upload on this channel is about multi-level marketing, and why I think this is a business model that sucks and why you shouldn't join. So let's get right into it. Multi-level marketing is a special form of direct sales, and it has a lot of names. Direct sales, multi-level marketing, social selling, structure sales, social retail selling. There's so many names, I had to check my notes. Why so many names? That does sound somewhat sketchy. Multi-level marketing is a special form of direct sales, and it is often referred to as network marketing. The sources that I consulted also to put all of this information together, they're listed and they're linked down below. In classical sales, the ultimate goal is to sell a product or products or services to a retail consumer, so somebody who's not connected to the company. In multi-level marketing, that is only one side of the business model. You sell a product, you get a small commission, and the other side is that you recruit people into the company who will do what you do. They will try to sell products as well, and they will try to recruit people into the company as well. Those are the two different ways you can make money in multi-level marketing. So you cannot only benefit on your own sales, but also on the sales of other people or of the purchases of other people. Once you recruit it into your team, multiple levels of people selling products or purchasing products, and you can profit not only off of your own efforts, but also of the efforts of other people you recruited who are now below you, who are in your downline. This system of recruiting people is duplicable downwards. So you will try to recruit as many people as possible, and the people you recruited will also try to recruit as many people as possible. And that is why we hear the phrase pyramid scheme or snowball system when we're talking about MLMs. And why is that the case? Well, let's go with a theoretical business scenario. Let's say you make 20% commission of every single one of your sales. Let's assume you're able to sell products worth 100 euros, which is about $100 or 85 British pounds. The commission you make is 20 euros off of the 100 euros you sold. This is not a full-time job for you. You want this to be rather a side hustle. You plan to figure things out. Is this a system for you? You plan to work about 10 hours a week. Let's say in this mythical, very unrealistic scenario that you're able to sell 20 products a month worth 100 euros. Just for easy math, that's why I'm picking these random numbers. This is a very, very generous estimation in my opinion, because it is very, very hard to sell multi-level marketing products, but we will get into that in a little bit. You made 400 euros revenue, not profit, and you worked 40 hours a month in this scenario. Now, this is the amount of money you made in a month, but if you're able to recruit people into your downline, you potentially might make more money. You can profit off of the sales of these people as well, and you're able to make more money. So let's say you're able to make 10% off of the sales of the people you directly recruited into your downline, your direct recruits. And in this, once again, mythical MLM scenario we're in, you were able to recruit one person, and this person underwent the same training you did, and it worked perfectly, of course, and the person is able to achieve the same things you did. The person is able to sell 20 products in a month worth 100 euros. If you get 10% of your direct recruits' sales, let's call them sales and not purchases, then you will be able to make an additional 200 euros revenue off of the work your direct recruit made. Now let's say that your direct recruit is also able to recruit one person, and you're able to get 5% off of this individual's sales. The person underwent the same training, the same scenario, the person is able to sell the same amount of products as you do. Like I said, this is a very mythical, unrealistic scenario, but just for the sake of easy math, that's why I'm doing this. The individual is able to sell as much as you and your recruit, 20 products worth 100 euros each, and you're able to profit off of this person's sales by 5%, which is an additional 100 euros. That is the beauty of multi-level marketing. If you yourself just sold a certain amount of product a month, you were able, or you would have been able to make 400 euros in revenue, not profit. But now with you recruiting a person and that person recruiting another person, so you've created multiple levels of that marketing structure, you're able to make a glorious 700 euros. So an additional 300 euros off of the efforts of the people in your downline. I think we should consider some points when we talk about multi-level marketing. The structure of MLMs is not necessarily illegal in most European countries or in the United States or in Canada or in Australia to this very day, but they always operate in a gray area between legal and illegal, and definitely always in a gray area between ethical and unethical. Some MLMs were declared illegal in the past, and they either had to close or to restructure. So there is really this very, very thin line. You're always in danger when you join a multi-level marketing company that you're doing something illegal. In addition to that, MLMs regularly get warning letters from local governments, from local government agencies for false or deceptive claims made by them or by their representatives. And if you're ever interested in joining a multi-level marketing company and you're really considering this, here's some food for thought, some questions I would argue you should ask yourself before you actually join. The first question is, do you want to operate a potential business in such a highly watched and regulated and observed environment? I think that must be really, really stressful, because I believe there is a reason why government agencies across the world are watching this business model so closely. That must be very stressful, because you really have a very, very thin line you can walk between ethical, unethical, legal, and illegal. There are certain business claims you cannot make, certain income claims you cannot make, certain product claims you cannot make. And when you join an MLM, you do not really get training. It's not a very professional environment, because anybody and everybody can join. That is one of the major things in MLMs. You need a lot of people for the MLM to work. And there is no professional product education the way you might expect it in a professional industry or in a professional sales job. Just think about that. The second point is, when you join an MLM, take a very close look at the compensation plan. Does your income depend on you actually selling products in the business model? How much percentage of each and every service or product you sold do you get? In this mythical world, or this mythical example I gave before, that was very, very generous. How much percentage do you get? What are the products like? Is it likely for you or easy for you to sell the products? Do you have the ability to be a salesperson? How do you get compensated for that? Or do you rather get compensated for recruiting people into the business model? Take a look at the compensation plan. It's really, really easy to see where the money lies. And I would argue that in most, if not in all MLMs, you will be able to make more money when you build a team, aka when you recruit people into your downline. You will get paid more bonuses rather than a certain percentage of the sale if you're able to make a sale. Now, when we're speaking about products, although that is not the most important thing in multi-level marketing, I would still say ask yourself some questions about the actual products. What is the quality of the products? Do you have any independent studies that praise the products? Any consumer experiences? Who says that the products are good or mediocre or bad? Do the people within the company only praise the products as wonderful and high quality, and that's why they're a little bit more pricey? What about people outside of the company? Ask yourself that. What is the pricing of the products? Are they actually consumable products that you could sell to somebody who's not in your company? Whatever the product is, really take a look at other comparable products and see if the pricing is something you would agree with. The very, very important question I would also ask myself is, how much money do I have to pay the MLM to join? If you want to start this as an actual business, you have to pay your way into an MLM. It is not like a normal business. It's not like a normal job where you apply, you go through a certain application phase, and then either you get the job or you don't. Anybody and everybody can sign up for an MLM. If you're of age, mostly it's 18, and if you're able to pay for the starter pack or the starter fee. How high is this, let's say, investment for you to buy your way into the company? Is it affordable for you? Are you able to still live a life where you're able to pay your regular bills? Also ask yourself, after the startup fee, the startup pack, whatever the amount of money is you have to put down to join the company, are there recurring fees? Many times people in multi-level marketing companies don't even know their own compensation plan or their own business plan very well. And they might not be able to advise you, or they want to make this opportunity sound so great and so wonderful, and they're not able and they're not willing to tell you about recurring fees. Is there an administrative fee you have to pay for? Do you have to pay extra for your website? Try to figure all of these things out. Get in contact with somebody from the corporate side of the MLM, and if you can, get that in written form. Just saying, be safe. It is your money that's on the line. You want to know how much you have to invest to get started, but also as you go on, how much money do you have to spend on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, on an annual basis? It is important to know how much money you have to spend to buy into this business opportunity. Also, what do you have to do to be considered an active consultant? Do you have to purchase products so that you're able to get the benefits of the products you sold? If you're able to recruit a certain amount of people and you want to participate in their sales and in their purchases, what do you have to do that you're eligible to receive these? Many companies, many MLMs have certain requirements you have to hit. You have to purchase a certain amount of products every month. Sometimes on auto shipment. Sometimes you have to sell a certain amount of products. Sometimes it's a mixture of those things, selling and purchasing. Make sure you are aware how much money you have to spend to even be able to make some money. Another topic is, does the company offer trainings? Or do people in your upline or in your sideline offer trainings? And I don't mean those weird and cringy Zoom calls where you're pretty much just being brainwashed. I mean actual factual trainings that are good to know about social media. How do you reach out to people on social media? Sales tactics, marketing tactics. Sextics, that would also be good. Marketing tactics. All of the things you have to utilize to be able to sell or recruit people. Financial advice, financial training, financial literacy. Does a company offer that? That's also something I would look into. If anybody and everybody can sign up in an MLM and you're not a sales professional and you do not really know what it's like to run your own business and you do not even know what it means to be an independently contracted salesperson, there's a lot you need to consider when it comes to you paying your taxes, the things you can write off, the things you cannot write off. If you decide to leave the company, is there some sort of buyback? Does the company offer you to purchase the products back? A lot of companies do not require you to hold inventory and to then sell those to other customers. A lot of companies do that via their own website, so there's no need for you to hold a lot of products. But let's say you were encouraged here or there to purchase a product or two, and you have a lot of unused products somewhere in your apartment, in your closet, in your basement, wherever. Does the company buy those back? And if you have to hold inventory, what What about those products then as well? Does the company offer that as well? Or are you stuck with the products you've purchased during your time in the MLM? Because that can be a financial disaster. We've seen that so many times with people from Paparazzi or LuLaRoe, where you have to hold inventory because you have to sell these. Well, sell. What do you do if you leave the company? What happens with those products? Ask yourself that. There could be potentially hundreds and hundreds or thousands and thousands of euros, dollars, or pounds, whatever your currency is, and you might put yourself into a difficult financial situation if you cannot get rid of those products, if you decide that you want to leave the company. Before you even sign up, the person who wants to sign you up, and also the website of the company itself, do you get a realistic income potential? Are people actually willing and ready to tell you what amount of money you can make, what is realistic? Or do they tell you that it is hard work, but there's an uncapped income potential, which might be true in most MLMs. In most MLMs, the compensation plan doesn't have a cap, but it is highly, highly unlikely that you will ever reach the less than 1% of people within the company who are able to make millions of dollars. Only very, very, very few people are able to do so. What is the realistic income? What do the majority of people make? Take a look at the median or the average in the income disclosure statement. If the majority of people in a company make $0 or $150, those are the numbers from Monate, for example. The average is under $150 annually, and $0 if you're on the first rank. That's the median income, which is a better representation. That should tell you that it's probably not that great of an opportunity and that you probably cannot make such a beautiful income as many reps would like you to believe. So just take a look at the numbers, take a look at the facts, take a look at what the majority of people within the company are able to make, and not the people at the tippity top that are being paraded like show ponies because they're one of the very, very few people who are actually able to make a substantial income. If you already answered no to some of those questions, please hold your horses. Don't join the company on a whim or because somebody says it's gonna be such a great opportunity. Do some more research. And here are some more in-depth questions or points I would like you to consider if you want to join an MLM. When you join an MLM, typically you have to invest in a starter pack or have to invest in some sort of starter fee. What you get in return for you purchasing either a starter pack or some sort of starting business thingy bajizzle. And yes, that's a professional term. Really consider, do you have the money to purchase a starter pack or an equivalent to a starter pack? What do you get in return? Do you think the products are worth it to start an MLM business? I'm doing that in quotes. The second question is, what kind of products do you have to sell? Products are not the essential things in a multi-level marketing company. It is really recruitment. The compensation plans of most, if not of all, MLMs advise you to recruit. That is how you make more money. You will get more bonuses, more team bonuses, more cycling bonuses, more level deep down bonuses, whatever the verbiage is. Many times, let's say you have 10 ways to make income. It sounds so great, but realistically, the majority of the ways you make an income in a multi-level marketing company is recruitment based, and only 1 or 2 are sales based. But still, the sales of the product is a necessity in an MLM because otherwise they would be outed as a pyramid scheme instantaneously. And when you have to use the products, when you have to purchase the products, when you have to showcase the products, either in person or on your social media, do you think that you're able to sell these? What are the products? Are they consumable? Are they interesting? What is the pricing? Many times, multi-level marketing products, if not all times, are way, way overpriced for what they are. Who wants to purchase a $150 protein powder? Because it's so good and because it's so amazing and it will change your life forever, but yeah, all of these are great claims, but are you really able to sell supplements that are so overpriced? Are you able to sell shampoos that cost 40 or 50 bucks? I mean, I'm sorry. If you're a really good salesperson, you might be able to do that, but in that case, you would probably also work in an actual, real sales job for a reputable company and not for an MLM. Just saying, really, consider the products. Are they consumable? How are they priced? Can you sell them? Because people will not flock to you because the products are so amazing and anybody and everybody wants them. No, you have to sell them. You have to reach out to people, either in person or on your social media. And are you comfortable, and do you believe you're capable of doing so? Just food for thought. Is the marketing plan or the compensation plan easily understandable? If you applied for an actual reputable job, it is in the best interest of the company, of the hiring manager, of the HR department to make sure that you understand and you know exactly what you have to do and what you get in return. What is your base pay? What are the bonuses you can potentially make? How much money do you get at the end of the year? Do you get a 13 salary, for example? Do you get vacation money? You want to make sure you understand these things. I would argue that the MLM compensation plans, they're so difficult and they're created like this on purpose because they want to make it seem that you can make a lot of money in 300 different ways. When realistically it's 2 ways, and they want to make them difficult for you to understand so that you do not see the fluff and the euphoria and the deception around all of this. Because in reality, most people who join multi-level marketing companies are not able to make money. Most of them will lose money. Only 1% of people in MLMs are able to make a substantial income that can actually pay their lives or make a shit ton of money. But those are the tippity top. The 0.01% of people in MLMs. After all of these questions I asked, are there no red flags for you? You're sure you can do this? You want to do this? And there are some more questions I would like to ask that you should consider concerning your very own personality. Number 1, are you outgoing enough to be able to sell products or a business opportunity to people you know? People that are in your hot or in your warm market? Close family members, close friends, people you know from school or from work or from the university. Are you comfortable reaching out to these? Are you comfortable reaching out to your dentist, to your doctors, to people you know from the supermarket, people you know in your everyday life? You have this great, grand, brand new business opportunity. What is this? Great, grand, brand new? What am I? You have this wonderful business opportunity in these amazing products. Are you willing and able to approach people you know and you try to sell them the product or the business opportunity? And even further, once you're through your hot and your warm market, you will have to approach people you've never known before, either in person or via social media. Does that sound good to you or cringy? Think about it. The second point is, are you able to motivate yourself? Do you need a very clearly structured workday where you have very obvious tasks, the way you have them probably in a corporate job, or you work, if you work in a shift job, if you're in the retail business, you have a very clearly structured day. But if you join an MLM, you are an independently contracted salesperson. You will have to structure your own day. You will have to come up with a motivation every single day to do whatever tasks the MLM or your upline tells you is really important to do if you want to be successful. Are you self-sufficient? Are you organized? Are you able to create a work environment where nobody really pushes you except maybe for your upline or your upline's upline in the beginning because they hope that you will sell product, you will purchase product, and you will recruit people. But other than that, are you able to motivate yourself and ultimately also others? If you are in the unlikely situation that you're able to recruit people and build a little pyramid of your own. Most MLMs offer their sales force, it sounds so weird to say this, they offer car programs, trips, motivational events. If you join an MLM, you will inevitably have to experience this. Are you willing and able to do this? Is this something you would enjoy? Go into conventions where people tell you how amazing the company is, how amazing the top income earners are, where people are being paraded around like circus ponies, beautifully made up, Look at us. We're the less than 1% of people at the tippity top of this pyramid, and we're able to make a lot of money. Are you willing and able to sit in an arena and cheer for these people? Are you willing and able to spend a lot of money on traveling there, purchasing the tickets, paying for housing, potentially buy a pretty outfit because you have to represent at some sort of party? Are you easily and euphorically included into a system like this? I know I wouldn't. I would find it cringy and I would probably be annoyed all the time. It would not be for me. This is an environment you inevitably buy into. Car programs, trips, they're being incentivized to you. It is super important for you to work towards a car, if there is a car program, towards the trips, because they're a sign that you really, really worked the business. And if you have a car, an MLM car, it's also a sign for your upline and your upline's upline and your sideline sisters that you really did the work. It's a token of your success. It is super cringy. It is super, woo. It wouldn't be for me, but are you willing and able to work towards that and to work with a car that is probably a luxury car, super overpriced, you probably cannot afford it, but if you hit a certain rank, you better purchase it, right? Because your upline says so. And the same for the trips. You have to work hard to be able to participate in the trips. You have to hit certain ranks, recruit a certain amount of people, sell a certain amount of products, or purchase them. Are you willing and able to do that, to work in this consistent hamster wheel? Are you willing and able to be a participant in this rat race, in this surrounding? Really ask yourself that. If you're more of a quiet, introverted person, you rather put your head down and grind or work in silence, then this is probably not for you. Are you willing and able to allow the MLM to pretty much take over your personal social media, your Instagram or your TikTok? I mean, they will not literally take those over. They're still your platforms, but you have to promote the products. You have to promote the company. And the final thing I would advise people who are still really interested in doing this, or who might potentially be interested in doing this, read the MLM contract. At some point when you want to sign up, you have to read the contract. Read every single point, understand every single point, read the fine print, really understand how much money you have to spend at the starter fee, as a starter pack, and also continuously over the year, monthly. What are the requirements? Do you have certain personal requirements you have to fulfill? And if you don't understand something, ask the corporate side. Approach somebody at the corporate side and not your upline. Because it's very likely that your upline doesn't even know what you're talking about. A lot of people in MLMs are not very educated on their own plans, on their own income disclosure statements, on their own compensation plans. Ask somebody from corporate and get that in written form. That way you can be safe. Well, not safe as in, if you sign up for an MLM, you're never safe and you will never probably reach an actual goal, but at least you have something in written form if misinformation is being spread. So that's really something I would advise on. Now, why do I mention all of these points and why do I ask all of these questions? Because if you join an MLM, you potentially enter a new business, or a business opportunity, as it is rather. And you have to pay your way into a company to be allowed to pretty much work for free as a freelancer, as an independently contracted salesperson for an MLM. You have no guarantee of income. You have no social benefits, but you have a lot of expenses to pay. That is why it's important to do your research before you start. Most people are desperate to do this and they forget that they have to put a lot of money into this with no guarantee of any return on their investment whatsoever. And to this very day, there is a lack of transparency, a lack of information in MLMs. It's a very, very closed system that pretty much lives off of being dishonest. That's why you yourself have to make sure you get all of the information yourself. That's also why I said probably in written form before you ever sign up for an MLM. Now, I do not suggest to sign up for a multi-level marketing company in no way, shape, or form, but you need to understand the financial input, because the people in the MLM will very likely not give you all of the information. There's deceptive marketing from the corporate side, from the representatives within the company, and also people who simply don't understand what kind of business model they're actually caught in, what they have to do to make actual money, and how much money they have to spend. Do your own research and do not rely on other people. That's really the biggest tip I can give you. I personally believe that MLMs are a scam. They're scammy, they're unethical, whether they have been declared as legal or illegal. They're all working with unethical and deceptive measures to reel people in, because they live off of recruiting a lot of people and refreshing the pool of recruits regularly. And you cannot do that with honesty. Neither the corporate side nor the people that are already in the company, that are the reps themselves. Because the business model that they offer you is shitty. Many times you have to pay a lot of money to join an MLM. The outcome, the profit you make, the return in your investment is slim to none. Most people in MLMs across the board lose money or don't make any money. They're happy if they're break even at the end of the day. Make a profit and loss statement if you're in an MLM. How much money do you spend? How much money do you spend on products, on traveling, all of those boo-hoo euphorical conferences? For most parts, MLM products are overpriced. They're being presented to you as the best products out there, but that's not the truth. Some MLM products might be good, some might be mediocre, some might suck, but they're never worth the price. The pricey items in MLMs are not due to a great quality, to the highest quality out there. The pricing of the products is so high because you have to pay the MLM levels, the multi-levels within the company. If you purchase a product or sell a product, you get a certain percentage of your sales. So does your upline, so does your upline's upline. I don't know how many levels deep. It depends on the MLM. That is why the products are so pricey, because you have to pay so many middlemen and not because they're the best products out there. Many times the reps will claim that they're the best products out there, but there's no proof for those claims. The proof comes from within the company, where the products are being hyped up, and you have to make yourself and others believe that you really sell the best products out there, but there are hardly ever any independent results that support this. That's scammy already. That's scammy in itself. Another point is when you're in an MLM, when you actually sell products in an MLM, customers always have to go through you. They always have to go through a rep. Just imagine you as a customer. Would you really want to contact somebody to purchase a product? I mean, it's direct sales after all. In this day and age, it is so easy. You just walk into a store, you grab the product, maybe you have a question or two, and hopefully a professional salesperson is there willing and ready to help you out and give you the information you need. Or you can just purchase whatever product you want online and get that shipped to your home. Who wants to go through a person all the time to get a product? Direct sales is such a miserable business. I personally like to do things on my own. I don't want to have to contact a person to get products, or to go through a specialized or personalized web page where you can be sure that you will be harassed by the Huns because you have to purchase more products, because their paycheck is not doing so well if you're not purchasing products. Who wants that? Direct sales is such a messy system. I mean, it would probably make sense if you want to buy drugs, right? You know, your own trustworthy drug dealer behind the main station. Yes, and I'm being ironic here, please don't buy drugs. But it's a sketchy system. Why do I have to go through a specific salesperson? Let me just buy the products and get off my butt. Thank you. In the end, if an MLM doesn't have a pool of fresh recruits and new customers, it has to finance itself, and it becomes a closed system. The representatives, the MLM force, are the best customers. That has been outed in the past so many times. In this case, and that is typical for most MLMs, if not for all, the people at the bottom of the pyramid, which is the majority of people, are the ones that pay into a system. They try to recruit people, they try to sell products. They're not really able to do so because of market saturation, the products suck. And if you're at the bottom of the pyramid and you're not able to recruit new people, you're the person that pays into the system and that doesn't get anything out of it. And only the very, very few people at the tippity top of the pyramid are the ones that make good money off of you paying into this system. And potentially, if you're at the very bottom of the pyramid or in the middle ranks, you're being incentivized by your upline or your upline's upline to purchase products, to remain active in a company, to maybe buy a rank, recruit family members, make up a new customer, and you're pretty much paying that out of your own pocket, but you're asking a friend to maybe do this for you, but you're wiring money. There are so many ways how you can lose and spend a lot of money in an MLM. And the desperation is real. If you're looking for an income, if you're looking for a challenge, if you're looking for a field of work or expertise where people take you seriously, I'm sure you're pretty much willing and ready to do whatever it takes. And hey, why not spend a couple of $100 now, which will pay off in the future, but it never does. In the end, most people probably pay more money to stay active and to stay within a company than they get in return. And the MLM disclosure statements tell us that. Take a look at the individual ones. It doesn't matter whether it is Monate or Beachbody or any of the oily MLMs like Young Living or doTERRA, or the newer ones coming out that have been on the market for a year or two that have an income disclosure statement. The majority of people at the bitty-buddy bottom ranks make $0 or very, very little money, and their expenses exceed the money they make by far. That is factual. MLM structures, they're obscure and they're not transparent. They have to be that way, I assume, for the MLM to be able to continue to run and to continue to have people in this system. And I assume that the majority of people in MLMs are not actually selling products to retail customers, but to their downlines. That's how they make the money. The reps are essentially the customers. You yourself are probably the customer. If you have to purchase product because you need to showcase them on your social media or in person, or you need to hit a certain requirement, you need to hit a certain rank, you will put a lot of money into this system, into the MLM, and you're the best customer. Congratulations. Since the few people at the top of the pyramid have enough people under them in their downline to finance their life and their lifestyle like this by them purchasing products, they're making money, but the people at the bottom don't have that luxury. MLMs are very prevalent, specifically in the United States, I guess because the dream, the American dream, is still very much existing there, and people are hoping and are wishing that they're able to make a lot of money with hard work. You can work your way to the top. So it is really a US phenomenon, but it is also being spread across the world. And according to the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission in the United States, more than 99% of people in an MLM make no money or lose money, and only 1% across all MLMs make some money, good money, or very good money. Now, this was just a very general overview, and it is not a full and encompassing deep dive in MLMs. It's rather a collection of thoughts, ideas, questions, and I thought it was a good starting point for me to start my channel. I will continue to upload videos on scammy business models, and specifically also make content about MLMs because I find it fascinating. And with the new MLMs starting every year, I think the market is not yet saturated for me to upload videos and to share my thoughts on this and to warn people about the dangers of multi-level marketing. So if you're interested, I would love it if you would consider subscribing or tuning in every once in a while. There will be new videos coming regularly. I still have to figure out the rhythm, but I would love it if you would take a look at some point if I uploaded new videos. So I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!